Alternate History. Hitler in Ancient Sumer. Episode 1. The Rise of Hittleru. In a parallel ancient world, a man named Hittleru was born in the bustling city of Ur, within the heart of Sumer, around 2200 BC. His parents were scribes, well-respected but of modest means. Hittleru, from a young age, exhibited a keen intellect and a fiery ambition, often dreaming of a destiny far beyond the clay tablet-filled rooms of his family's modest dwelling. Growing up among the ziggurats and bustling marketplaces of Ur, Hittleru became deeply influenced by the city's priests and their grand visions of the gods and their dominion over the lands. By the time he reached adulthood, Hittleru had developed a charismatic yet intense personality, attracting a following among the city's youth and disenchanted lower classes. In 2185 BC, his charisma and oratory skills caught the attention of Lugal-Zagasi, the then king of Ur. Hittleru rapidly ascended to a position of influence, becoming a close advisor to the king. He infused the monarch with his vision of a great Sumerian empire, arguing that the gods destined Sumer to rule all the lands between the Tigris and Euphrates. Hittleru's first major test came with the siege of Uruk in 2182 BC. He persuaded Lugal-Zagasi to appoint General Enlil-nadin Apli, a seasoned but ruthless military leader, to command the campaign. The siege was a gruesome affair, laying waste to Uruk and sending a clear message to other city-states about the might of Ur. It was during this time that Hittleru delivered his infamous address atop the ziggurat of Ur, proclaiming, "From the dust of defeat, we shall build an empire, grander than any the sun has ever shone upon." By 2180 BC, Hittleru's ambition outgrew his loyalty to Lugal-Zagasi. Orchestrating a cunning coup, he seized power, proclaiming himself as the supreme ruler of Sumer. His rule was marked by grandiose projects, the most ambitious being the Tower of Babel, a colossal structure intended to reach the heavens and assert his divine mandate. Episode 2. The Great Conquests and Rebellions. Hittleru's expansionist ambitions were fully unleashed in 2178 BC with a well-planned invasion of the neighboring Akkadian region. The Battle of Akkad, marked by innovative military tactics and a surprise night attack, led to a swift victory for Hittleru's forces. General Enlil-nadin Apli, riding at the forefront of the army, became a figure of both awe and terror, famously declaring, "The shadow of Ur will eclipse the sun, and under its darkness all shall kneel." By 2175 BC, Hittleru's empire had expanded significantly, exerting control over large swathes of Mesopotamia. However, the rapid expansion led to cultural and administrative challenges. The diverse populations under his rule began to chafe under the heavy taxes and strict laws imposed by Hittleru's administration. In 2173 BC, the Elamite uprising, led by the defiant leader Kurigalzu, posed a significant challenge to Hittleru's rule. The rebellion was fueled by resentment toward Sumerian overlordship and the harsh treatment of conquered peoples. Hittleru's response was swift and brutal. The slaughter at Susa, as it came to be known, saw thousands perish, with Hittleru's forces, led by the merciless General Belshazzar, showing no mercy. Hittleru, ever paranoid about his grip on power, established an extensive network of spies and informers. This network was overseen by his advisor, Naram Sin, a man feared for his cunning and ruthlessness. This network rooted out dissent and enforced loyalty through a regime of fear and retribution. Episode 3. The Fall and Legacy. In 2170 BC, Hittleru set his sights on Egypt, desiring control over the fertile lands along the Nile. The Egyptian campaign marked a new phase in his imperial ambitions. However, Pharaoh Mentuhotep II, a ruler as cunning as Hittleru, had fortified his borders and prepared his armies for the onslaught. The Battle of Memphis in 2168 BC was a colossal engagement involving tens of thousands of soldiers on both sides. The conflict was long and bloody, stretching over several days, with neither side gaining a decisive advantage. It was during this battle that Hittleru was reported to have said, "As the sands cover the desert, so shall our empire cover the world." But the cost of the Egyptian campaign, both in terms of resources and human lives, began to strain Hittleru's empire. The prolonged war effort led to discontent and unrest back in Sumer and the newly conquered territories. In 2165 BC, a coalition of rebel city-states, inspired by the Babylonian prince Marduk-apla-iddina, rose in rebellion against Hittleru's rule. The siege of Ur in 2164 BC was the final blow to Hittleru's reign. His once loyal generals, seeing the tide turn, betrayed him, leading to the fall of the city. Hittleru, now a shadow of his former self, found himself trapped in the burning ruins of his palace. As the flames encroached, he is said to have uttered his final words, "I am Sumer, and Sumer is me." Hittleru's legacy was a mixed tapestry of unparalleled ambition, ruthless tyranny, and a brief yet impactful empire that forever altered the course of ancient Mesopotamian civilization. His rise and fall became a cautionary tale, remembered for generations in the epic poems and lamentations of those who lived through the era of Hittleru, the Sumerian tyrant. The remnants of his empire were absorbed into new powers that emerged in the region, and Sumer, once the heart of a mighty realm, faded into the annals of history. Thanks for watching, history enthusiasts, and don't forget to comment your idea.